Hi friends, welcome to your 20-minute yoga series. My name is Bruce Chung and today we get grounded. So go ahead and start in a pose that we call easy pose or Sukhasana. You'll have the right leg in front of the left leg and let's try that again. With your right leg out, take the left shin bone and move it slightly forward to the front edge of the mat so it's a bit more parallel. You'll then cross the right leg in front so that for the most part, the shins, both shins, are in line with each other and in line with the front of the mat. Breathe in, lift the spine tall. And as you breathe out, bring your hands out in front of you. And for those of you who can, walk them forward even more. Some of you will be a bit more upright in the spine, and some of you will have your chest closer to the legs. Some of you will be completely folding over the calves. Wherever you are, just allow the whole of your upper body to soften. Inhaling here and exhaling. Let's take the hands towards the legs, sit up. And then twist by having your left hand on the right knee, your right hand behind your back, and then gently open your chest. Okay, release the twist, and we'll switch the crossing of the legs so the left shin bone is forward. And walk the feet a bit further apart so that the soles of the feet are almost in line with the tops of the thighs. Inhale, drawing up through the chest, and then exhale with the hands in front of the feet, in front of the legs. Walk them forward as much as you can. So my hands will likely end up just off of the screen, but as you wish, just start to fold your upper body forward and down. And there will certainly be a number of you who will still be somewhat upright. And just know that that's completely fine. I want you to feel the hinging action of the pelvis, tilting your upper body towards the legs. Take your hands towards you. We sit up straight. And then we twist by having the right hand on our left leg and turning the chest towards the left. Breathe in and lift through the spine. As you exhale, open more through your chest space. Turn it so it faces the left side of your mat. All right, we'll untwist the body and then roll over your legs and find a child's pose. And let's go for child's pose with the knees apart and the toes together. Once you've settled down onto your head, drape your arms along the sides of your body with your palms facing up and the thumbs alongside your feet. Take a full breath in here. And exhale completely. Now set your hands to the side of your head, push down and lift. Find tabletop pose. So the hands are shoulders distance apart, wrists below the shoulders, and the knees are hip distance apart underneath the hips. Press into the floor and round your spine. Move towards a cat position, exhaling to hold and draw up and in through the belly button. Let's take our next breath in and move more towards cow pose where the spine arches, okay, where we find the natural curve of the lower back and try to deepen it even more as we draw up through the crown of the head and gently pull the wrists towards the knees. Find somewhere in between so you are in tabletop pose, and then with your right leg, just step it out towards the right side so the foot is in line with your left knee and your right toes are pointing forward, and then push into the ground. Exhale, round cat. And then inhale, curl your chest, allowing the tailbone to lift, the chin to lift, the throat stays open, and exhale, round. Okay, we'll do that again. Breathe in. On the exhale, bring your spine somewhere towards neutral, somewhere in between, and then pushing through your hands, lift your right leg, and then reach your right leg back. Step the right foot on the floor, plank. Bring your left thigh towards the belly, and then step your left foot towards downward dog, allowing the hips to press back. And look forward towards your hands and step the right foot in between. With your left knee touching down on your mat, inhale, open the chest, reach your right arm into the sky, maybe look up. And then take your right hand down onto the floor as we step forward with the left foot. Have the feet slightly apart, around hips distance. And then pull forward through your spine. Imagine moving it away from the pelvis. And with your exhalation, bring your ribs to touch the knees and gently draw the face to the shins. Inhale, lifting halfway, open the chest. And then exhale, repeat the fold. Okay, take your hands to the opposite arms. Your forearm, you could be holding the elbow, and relax as you exhale. Let your hands touch the floor and then begin to stack one bone at a time. Think of coming up as you stack one vertebra over the other. The spine somewhat rounded as you come up. And then at the very top, you'll open the chest by rolling the shoulders back and then lifting the arms over your head. Inhale. And then go ahead, forward fold, exhale. Lifting halfway, inhale deep. And then step back into plank, take an exhalation. Hold there in your plank pose, inhale, and then down dog, exhale. Okay, come down into your knees, find tabletop, wrists underneath the shoulders, and with your left foot, step it off towards the side. Okay, the foot is somewhat in the same line as your right knee and the left toes are pointing forward. Push into your mat and round your spine as you would with cat. Then begin to inhale, curl your tailbone up, move your abdomen towards the floor, open the chest, look forward, and then exhale, find your cat once again. Okay, one more time into cow pose, inhale. Feel like your chest pulls between the space of your arms, lift through the top of the head, and then as you exhale, go somewhere between cow and cat with your spine, and then push through your hands, lift your left leg, bring it back to the midline, and step your left foot down like plank. Bring your right thigh forward into the stomach, and when your right foot steps back, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Look to the space of your hands, left foot forward. Let your right knee touch down on your mat, and then open your chest. Inhale, lift that left arm high into the sky, perhaps looking up towards the hand. Bring your hand down to the floor, and then with your back foot, step forward. The feet are hips distance. Your hands can be on your mat or the front of the shins. Press back through the hips, forward through the chest. Exhale, fold. Let's rise into the sky, lifting the arms over the head. Inhale, look towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bring hands in front of the chest. Release your arms along the sides of your body, and then bend your knees as your arms reach up, finding chair pose, Utkatasana. Move your buttocks more towards the space behind you. And when you exhale, take those buttocks lower. With your inhale, lift more through the lower ribs. Lift your fingertips to the sky, and then let's forward bend. Inhale, opening the chest. Step back into plank, take an exhale and pause. Lower both of your knees to the floor, connect with your belly drawing in, and then bend your elbows, lower with control the body to your mat. Once you're there, rest on the tops of the feet, and then inhale, curl the chest, cobra. And let's take pause here, firming the upper arms towards the ribs, pushing forward through the center of the chest, and then moving the front of shoulders slightly back. Child's pose, exhale, knees apart, toes together. Slide your hands forward so your arms are long. Breathe in, and then exhale. Let's find downward dog. Press back through the hips. You're going to look towards the space of the hands and step the right foot forward. Let's leave our back knee straight, and then inhale, come up with our spine, and lift both of our arms over the head into a high crescent lunge. Connect with the front foot. Feel the three corners of your right foot pressing equally into the ground. Keep bending the front knee. As you lift through the inner left thigh, find that your tailbone can curl down, and then with the navel drawing in, lift the side body higher. Let's lower both of our hands to the earth And then when you go to downward dog, lift the right leg up. Think about lifting that right leg even higher. And then we're going to bring the right foot to the outside of our right hand. So the foot and hands are in one line. You're welcome to lower your back knee down, squeeze the inner right leg in, and then if you have the space within your body, perhaps left hand forward, elbow to your mat, and then right hand forward, elbow maybe hovering or perhaps touching. You can certainly do this with both of your hands onto the floor. Let's exhale and lift the back thigh higher if the knee is straight. Then one hand at a time, coming back to your mat, downward dog, exhale. Okay, full breath in and full breath out. Look to the space of the hands and we'll go left foot close to the left thumb. Leave your right knee lifting and then rise up with your arms, high crescent lunge. Feel a squeezing of the outer hips towards the midline. Press the inner right thigh towards the space behind you and find a little curling of the tailbone towards the floor. As you feel the left sole of the foot, notice which part feels light and press that more firmly. Can we take the sides of our body to lift away from the hips? Both arms lift higher. Lower your hands down to the floor and then downward dog. Slide your left leg towards the sky. Push firmly through your hands, lift your left thigh bone higher, look forward, and step to the outside of your hand. For those of you who need to, and let me try that again. For those of you who can, lower your right elbow to the floor. And maybe there's space to bring the left elbow also down. Okay? If not, you're on your hands, and we're gonna stay connected to the lift of our back thigh. But when you exhale, can you bend deeper your front knee and gently firm towards the left shoulder? Both hands flat, downward dog, exhale. Take a deep breath in and push back through the thighs. Okay, lower your knees to your mat, sit onto your heels, and then twist to the right. Left hand on your right knee, and perhaps the right hand towards the left thigh. Come back to center, right hand on left thigh, left hand towards right hip, open the chest. We'll come back to center, bring your hands forward, down dog, lift the hips. And then bring your right leg towards a pigeon pose. As the right shin bone goes forward, think of moving your right thigh off towards the right. So instead of the knee pointing straight ahead, allow there to be a little bit of what we call abduction. You move your hip so the thigh, I'll do that hand gesture again, directs itself towards the right. Now inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, let's take it down onto the elbows. You know, always a bit of traffic outside here. And we're going to slide the left knee a touch back. And then with your next breath out, lightly press into your shin. So the part of your shin on the floor, let it root. You might feel a bit of upward lift in the thigh and in the buttock, but keep pushing down through the shin. Feel that energy as you squeeze the inner right buttock towards the midline. Let's walk our hands onto the floor, lift the chest, and then lean onto the right hip with the left leg. Let us bring it forward. Now, left leg is out in front. We'll have the right sole of our foot against the left thigh. Lift the spine. Bring your left arm down. So if it can, let it rest on the floor inside of the leg. And if it's not able to do that, rest it on top of your thigh. Find a bit of space, inhale. Exhale, rotate the chest to face the right. And your right palm can come to rest at the back of the head. Find a bit more turning so your elbow reaches upwards. And then stretch that right arm over the ear. Now use your right arm to help you sit up straight. With the right hand, place it down on your mat facing the back part, and then lift your hips up. As the hips lift, curl your tailbone forward and perhaps stretch that left arm over the ear. Sit back down, face forward, bring your right leg out. Bend both of your knees, feet on the floor, hips distance. Set both of the hands on your mat, shoulders distance, fingers point forward. Straighten the elbows, open the chest. Curl your tailbone forward and then lift the hips up. Equally pressing through the three corners of each foot and then slowly taking the buttocks down. Cross right leg in front of left, hands forward, down dog. Bring your left leg towards pigeon. Right leg sliding back. And then lower slowly onto the elbows. If you're doing this pigeon pose and you feel a little bit of discomfort in the left knee, perhaps take the left foot, a little bit closer towards the hip. With your next exhale, lightly begin pressing down through that front leg. And as you start to feel a bit of engagement, a bit of energy on the thigh of the left and the left hip, gently squeeze to the center line. Take one more long breath. Let your hands come towards you so your spine can grow tall. Lean onto your left hip, and with your right leg, bring it forward. And so here, when we come into this version of Janu Shirshasana, our right leg remains forward, our left sole comes in, and then take your right elbow to the inside of the leg. Begin to turn the chest to face the left, and then left hand towards the back of your head. And then take your left elbow and point it higher into the sky before stretching the left arm over the ear. And then we'll use the left arm for us to sit up straight. Place the left hand down, allowing the fingertips to point to the back of your mat. And then we're going to lift the pelvis, right foot flat on the floor. Take the arm over the ear. Let's begin to sit back down. Face forward, and this time bend your knees so that the soles of the feet come together. You'll hold either your ankles or the feet, and if in this position you have a bit more rounding in the low back, bring the feet further forward or elevate your hips by sitting on a block or a cushion, okay, or anything that helps to lift the hips. We'll inhale, lengthen through the spine. And when you exhale, I want you to think of hinging from the pelvis. Consider bringing the abdomen forward. If you could push something forward, rather than it being the chest, let it be the abdomen, like you're pressing it towards the heels. Wherever you end up, can you find more length through the sides of the body? Think armpits lifting up and away from the hips. With a very light pushing down of your thighs. And then release the effort, walk the hands a bit more forward, and then round your back. If that feels like it's quite challenging, you may slide the feet forward even more. And then close your eyes. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Be soft. Then inhale, lifting the chin. Exhale, take your hands to the ankles and then slide them towards you so that you can sit with the legs crossed. Bring your hands to rest comfortably on the knees. Find length to the spine. Feel the chest open. Close your eyes. Let's take a full breath in. Open up the mouth, exhale. I thank you all for joining in practice. If this is where you end, take a bow, maybe rest in Shavasana. Namaste.